Sabhaya Namaha. The basement of all Shastras were started from our Indian soil. Because when we come across various Shastras, there is a history, though there is a mystery. Because each and every Shastra has its own prestige and precious value. When we come about Natya Shastra, today's a topic, it's a tremendous art and culture of Indian tradition. Natya Shastra can be defined in various ways. It is not only an ancient but also Puranic times onwards. Natya Shastra is considered one of the basic Shastra for the dance and arts and art culture. For example, Lord Shiva and Parvati, goddess Parvati, are the founder of this Natya Shastra, we can say. Because Shiva's dance is called Tandava, Parvati's dance is called Lasya. In Kailasha, those two were performing various dances whenever they wanted to dance. In this regard, Brahma, after composing 4 Vedas, treated Natya Shastra is also one of the Veda as 5th Veda. When we come to the ancient literature of or history of Natya Shastra, we can say the founder of this Natya Shastra is Bharata Muni. Especially in the world, India got its own fame and name because of our Natya Shastra. We have different dimensions in Natya Shastra. Each and every part of the country has its own peculiar dances. For example, Andhra Pradesh, we can say Kuchipudi dance. Tamil Nadu, Bharatanatyam. Kerala, Kathakali, Odisha, Kathak. Like this, we can say so many varieties of dances in each and every part of our country. Even at the tribal areas also, Manipuri dance, Konkani dance, Punjab when you go, Bhangra dance, Gujarati Garba dance. Like this, wherever we go, in our India especially, in each and every part of our country has its own style of dance. All these kinds of or types of dances are brought to one thing that is called Natya Shastra. Through this Natya Shastra, we can say it is a root of like a banyan tree. The branches are the variety dances, not only in India, in each and every part of the world. So, the roots were taken from Natya Shastra. Later, it's developed in various styles and various ways according to their region or according to their styles. But whatever, Natya Shastra has its own tremendous magnanimity and peculiarity among all Shastras. Therefore, Natya Shastra has its own fame. How? Let us discuss today. The topic is Natya Shastra. After watching this video, we can get the brief knowledge of Natya Shastra, which were narrated by various scholars in their views. Let us follow their views. First of all, prayer. Jnananandamayam devam nirmalaspatikakrutim Adharam sarva vidyanam hayagrivam upasmahi. The myth of the origin of theatre in India, told at the very beginning of the Natya Shastra or the drama manual, shows the central role of theatre and dance in Indian culture. Natya, the art of theatre, including dance, was the work of God Brahma, the creator, who was asked to give mankind a fifth Veda, which, unlike four earlier Vedas, could be understood by everyone, even though who did not know Sanskrit. Thus, Brahma created the Natya Veda with the assistance of other gods. Natya was taught by God Brahma to the mythic stage or mythic sage Bharata. Bharata, who is said to have recorded this teaching in Natya Shastra. The origin of the book is thus shrouded in mythology, but the work itself is indeed living reality. The Natya Shastra is probably the world's largest and most comprehensive theatre and dance manual, and it still forms of the theatre and dance in India. The instructions of the Natya Shastra became established through centuries of practical theatrical work. The compilation of this treatise dates back most probably to the 2nd century AD, although the tradition formulated in it was older. Most probably it preserves information and practices that for generations had already originally been conveyed orally. Natya Shastra's 36 chapters give instructions on almost all aspects of theatre and dance. The theatre building, the stage, the theory of poetry, the use of voice, makeup, costume, acting styles, dance techniques, and even theatrical criticism. Let us see the theory of rasa, sentiment. Natya Shastra introduced the theory of bhava and rasa. So, central to Indian aesthetics, it had a profound effect on most of the traditional art forms of India. Bhava means an emotional state or a mood portrayed by the dance actor or dancer or actor. For example, Shrungara, the sentiment of love; Hasya, the sentiment of happiness; Karuna, the pathetic sentiment; Raudra, the furious sentiment; Veera, the heroic sentiment; Bhayanaka, the terrifying sentiment; Bhibhasa, the odious sentiment; Adbhuta, the sentiment of marvel; Shanta, the sentiment of tranquility. Rasa, taste or essence, refers to the sentiment that the bhava manifested by the actor should evoke in the audience. The rasas are originally 8 in number, but the post-Natya Shastra's tradition added a 9th one. How we can say? The erotic, Sringara; the comic, Hasya; pathetic, Karuna; furious, Raudra; heroic, Veera; terrible, Bhayanaka; odious, Vibhatsa; marvelous, Adbhuta; and tranquil, Shanta. According to this theory, one of these permanent sentiments should govern any good work of art. According to Bharata, the actor-dancer should be able to elicit the rasa experience in the audience through the sthayi bhava or permanent emotion, which is supported by the determinants, mean vibhava, and stimulants, mean anubhava. These are further elaborated upon through different transitory states of mind. If all goes well, the spectator then receives these various signals which awake the particular sentiment in question in his or her mind. However, not everyone is able to experience it. In order to be able to recognize or receive the rasa or the essence, the spectator should be a sensitive and cultivated person, mean a rasika. Let us see the textual level. Bharata points out that the word or text in the basis of theatre. The Natya Shastra thus gives much space to construction of a play. Its chief protagonist is usually a hero, often a king or a prince, and the 5 stages of the play are seen from his point of view. What are they? They are beginning, the effort, the possibility of attainment, the possibility of resolution still overshadowed by conflict, and also we can say the another one is fruition. The Natya Shastra gives focus different styles of Natya Shastra or different ways of its profoundability. Let us see what are they. The graceful, the energetic, the grand and the verbal. The last one is probably in the nearest equivalent to Western spoken theatre. In Natya Shastra, what we can see the peculiarity, body language and its sub techniques. What are the techniques? There are 2 main styles of every drama. The stylish or symbolic one, Natya, and the realistic one, Loka. The stylish way, Natya combines dance or dance-like movements with facial expressions. Dance was an integral part of stylish acting, while later it also became an independent form of art as described in several post-Natya Shastra treatises. The classical Indian dance technique described in the Natya Shastra is one of the most detailed and complex in the world. It includes 108 karanas or basic dance units, 4 ways of standing, 32 movements of the feet and hips, 9 neck movements, 7 movements of eyebrows, 36 types of gaze and symbolic hand gestures, 24 for one hand and 13 for both hands. See how Natya Shastra defines the movements of the body. The dancer actors a whole body from the sole of his or her feet to the eyelids and fingertips are trained to be versatile means of expression through years of work in order to be able to express the rasa. Mudra, symbolic hand gestures. The use of mudras, mean also hasta, the symbolic hand gestures is especially characteristics of Indian dance and the theatrical expression. The mudras most probably developed from the magic gestures of the ancient Veda rituals. In Indian theatre and dance, various combinations of mudras permit the dancer actor to express himself or herself with distinct and man's language of gestures. A mudra or a symbolic hand gesture denoting to deal. The need for such a form of expression appears to have been based on the fact that early drama texts were often in Sanskrit, which was understood only by the 2 higher castes, while the gestures language could be, at least in a principle, comprehended by all. Let us see abstract and expressive dance. In the Natya Shastra, the dance is divided into 2 basic categories. They are Nritta or the abstract, pure dance, which does not convey a story. Another, Nritya, is also often called Abhinaya, and this term will also be used here. The Nritta is constructed of the technique of rendering the rhythm, means tala, through movements that do not have any specific meaning, and the skill of projecting frozen sculptural poses within a given rhythmic cycle. In the present dance traditions, a dance number or a whole recital often combine Nritta dances and Abhinaya numbers. Abhinaya technique in itself is a compiled science of body language, hand gestures, and facial expressions culminating in the eye movements. The term Abhinaya indicates all the which brings the thing to the audience. Now, what is the greatness or difference of Lasya and Tandava, the feminine and masculine style? Let us see the detail. Mohini Attam in Tamil Nadu belongs to the soft feminine Lasya styles. Training of the energetic masculine Tandava technique of Kutiyattam. The Natya Shastra mentions the two different dance styles. They are Lasya and Tandava. Tandava is related to the powerful creative and destructive cosmic dance of God Shiva, while Lasya is said to have been created by Shiva's spouse, goddess Parvati. Traditionally, these terms are used to indicate the style of dance. For example, Lasya is a soft and graceful style, while Tandava is strong, even aggressive in style. Both styles can be performed by either male or female dancers. Lasya also indicate a performance style which also solo performer enacts a text sung by a singer by means of gestures and mime. Abhinaya, the physical storytelling. The facial muscles, eyes, eyebrows, etc. are trained and developed as consistently as the body, hands, and feet. Facial technique was central to the expression of the rasa mood, and it can even be developed to the level where the actor can express joy with one half of his face and sorrow with other. In fact, the culmination of the whole acting happens in the eyes of the performer. His or her gaze most follow the hand movements, while the facial expression then gives meaning to the gestures. Thus, when a dancer with his or her hand movements depicts, for example, the opening of a lotus flower, his or hers are able to give different emphasis to the gesture. Is it not? The whole complicated process of conveying the rasa through the Natya technique is crystallized in the famous diction. How? Where the hand goes, eyes follow. Where the eyes goes, there the mood follows. Where the mind goes, there arises the sentiment. Now, let us see the construction of rasa, sentiment. The rasa theory has been discussed above only in simplified outlines. In fact, the process of creating the rasa sentiments is more complicated and often used example in the creation of rasa of love on the stage. When a character on a stage is in love, the sentiment of love is the ruling and continuing emotional state of a sthayi bhava, manifested by the actor. The context for this emotional state is provided by text describing the lovers, appropriate music, costumes, makeup systems, etc. The emotion of love is further manifested by facial expressions such as amorous glances, smiles, flirting, etc. So, physical actions are all called anubhavas. Now, let us have the detailed description of Bharata Muni, founder of Natya Shastra. Natya Sastra begins with a conversation of several sages with Brahma Bharata Muni. The sages say that although all the Vedas exist or consist of all knowledge that mankind needs for elevation, they are not easily accessible or understandable to all humanity. Jagrahapatyam Rugvedat Samato Gitamevacha Yajurvedadabhinayan Rasaratnavanadapi. He obtained the narratives from the Rigveda, the music and songs from Samaveda, Abhinaya from Yajurveda, and the rasas from the Atharva Veda, thus becoming an abstract extractions of all four Vedas. The Natya Sastra came to be praised as the fifth Veda. Describing every facet of performing arts, Natya Sastra sheds light on stage, participants, body language, music expression, movement of each body part, and also tools used for theatrical arts. After a description of how the text was composed and brought to limelight, then we can say it is basically recounting the construction and interiors of the auditorium and green rooms. Bharata Muni illustrates in chapter 4 how performance was done for Lord Shiva by the first disciples of dance. After receiving approval from Lord Shiva, Bharata Muni then goes on to elaborate all the elements of Natya. Shrungarahasya Karna Raudra Veera Bhayanaka Bibhatsadbhuta Samyogat Yastau Natye Rasa Smrutaha. Ati Bhasha is used in the context of divines and Arya Bhasha is used for kings. Jati Bhasha is a language used for common communication, and Yoni Bhasha is used to depict communication of birds and animals. When Bharata Muni describes Acharya and his Aharya or decoration, he takes account of the adorning of the artists as well as the stages. Various types of costumes and jewelry are accounted with respect to the situation depicted. Stage decorations are given equal importance, whereby Bharata illustrates how various scenes can be shown in performance. Examples of these portraying daylight, moonlight, light variation for fear and showing the sensations. With Natya Shastra being the first text to mention raga, the music has gained a noteworthy implications through Bharata Muni. The music system is based on the scales and modes. The 7 notes of music are expanded in various musical instruments, are also exemplified portrayal and imitation of sounds of nature is also an integral part of the music as per the Natya Shastra. Finally, the Natya Shastra describes the propagation of this performing art throughout the human population, beginning from the divinities. Propagation of the treatise was combined with the numerous commentaries in contemporary times. The Abhinavagupta is one of the most famous commentaries, with such a vast inclusions of classical performing arts, covering a large wavelength of each aspect of its nature, is exaggerated that Bharata Muni himself explained in detail. That's why he says, Nata jnanam nata chilpam nasa vidya nasa kanya naso yogo nanna karma natyesmin yanna drishyate shruti smruti sadachara parisheshardakalpanam vinodhayananam loke natyametad bhavishyati. There is no knowledge or intelligent yoga that is not mentioned in this Natya Shastra. This will be a successful and entertaining technique that will appear propagate the Vedas, Shastras, and good character. In this way, Natya Shastra represents complete and holistic text, not only in the content of Indian performing arts, but also about individual upliftment in life is in a absolute or subtle way. Shiva Nataraja, Shiva as a king of dance. Already we have mentioned Shiva Tandavam is the fundamental basement of Natya Shastra. The sculpture type called Shiva Nataraja can be regarded as one of the trademarks of Indian art. The iconography of the Shiva Nataraja, literally meaning the king of the dance, developed over the centuries and reached its crystallized form in Tamil Nadu during the Chola period in approximately the 10th or 12th centuries AD. It was the very period when the art of bronze casting reached its appearance. The Chola scriptors were able to reproduce in metal the exact propagations laid down by the Silpa Shastras and even the timest details of the gestures and movements dictated by the Natya Shastra. The Shiva Nataraja represents Shiva as devotees or creator as described in the devotional poetry dedicated to him in the Hindu cyclical view of this time. Shiva's role was to destroy one era in order to create the next one. And this is what Shiva Nataraja statues portray. When he executes his cosmic thunder dance by dustbin, and narration or creation, he is surrounded by an arch of glory fringed by flames. Services of dance reduced directly related to the Natya Shastra can be found in Shastra, the medieval temple complexes in South India. The most famous of the theme are those carved a peculiar kind of towering 9th century gateway of the Shiva temple in Chidambaram. They include 93rd of the 108 Karanas described in the Natya Shastras. These small relief pandals together with other similar services and contemporaries or contemporaneous murals depicting dances consisting an important source material when one is trying to recompute the Karna movements and recordness of the Natya Shastra. As mentioned already, earlier, as Natya Shastra regards the text as a basis for the theatre. It can be, for example, written a drama script and one color of red mark to find out clearly for the dance performers. Even some of the examples written as a drama script with a dialogue combining prose and verse, or it can be recited or sung by singers, while the actors mainly mime the actions and reactions described in the text of Natya Shastra. Thus, Natya Shastra given us by the divine sage Bharata Muni to know our literary heritage, cultural tradition. Srikanthaya Kalyana Nidhe Nidhe Dhram Sri Venkatanivasaaya Srinivasaya Mangalam Mangala Sasana Vadacharya Purogamaihi Sarvesha Purvairacharya Satrutaya Sumangalam.